Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson are doing television, but not just any television. In fact, I think the tagline is it's not television, it's HBO.
It's HBO, that's right.
We're talking about True Detective, and this is in a hotly anticipated new crime series from HBO.
Anything from HBO is going to be hotly anticipated.
They've had much success with shows like The Wire and, of course, The Sopranos.
Some big shoes to fill here because there is some history with HBO. Now, what they've done is this is an 8-episode arc. We've only seen the first 3 episodes. This is another one of our Would I Keep Watching segments. So let's talk about the premise behind the show. This is another buddy cop drama. Melodrama is what it more lapses into because it does feel very pulpy.
Look, everybody knows there's something wrong with them. Everybody's got an empty space, an absence. And that's the silence of God. And it don't go away.
It's like Elmore Leonard without the humor. Because it's very much a furrowed brow. I mean, both actors, that seems to be the go-to for them as actors, is to furrow their brows early and often in this show. It seems so ham-fisted at times, the way McConaughey just seems to be smoldering, and he's rubbing his chin, and he's staring off, and that's what he's doing 90% of the time. He's performing. You feel that with both actors, even Woody Harrelson. These guys are
Wig is
capable.
Performing on Woody Harrelson, and that took me out of it like crazy.
Well, they're
in
both
this thing.
wearing wigs, for sure.
I mean, it just feels a little hammy.
We're wearing wigs.
Just so that wigs on TV. Just feels a little hammy, and it feels a little artificial based on what we've been able to kind of depend on from other HBO series. And frankly, this is a slow burn, serial killer, methodical, trying to get to the details with also some confessional video type, talking to police officers, inquiring about some of the events that transpired. So there's a lot of flashbacks, there's a lot of jumping around in the chronology.
Yeah, the only way you can tell you're at a flashback or a flash forward is by how much hair each of the characters has.
What have you two heard about me?
We've seen a lot of this stuff before, and we've seen it done better, and these serial killers are ceasing to become as scary and freaky as they once were, especially when you cast Michael C. Hall as Dexter and make a huge series out of that.
In a post-Dexter world, what is there really left to say about serial killers? And so you feel the machinations of the show pushing people's buttons, trying to scare people, trying to be frightening, and it all just feels like so much theater, and it's not particularly convincing theater. The whole show opens with a woman who is wearing what appears to be antlers, kneeling, who's been murdered ritualistically in a cornfield, and the 2 cops show up and they start doing their investigation. And you're right about the structure of the show. It's very strange the way it bounces around in time. You get flash forwards and flashbacks.
We're supposed to fall in love with these characters, these performances, and they just feel phony. I mean, it just feels like everybody's trying to outdrawl each other.
Which type were you? Oh, I was just a regular type dude with a big ass.
The premise of the show is that the True Detective brand is going to march on and go forward with new actors, and there'll be new cases in the future once this season wraps up. But if this is going to be the tone going forward, I'm out. I'm not going to keep watching. I'm done after 3 episodes. I'm as depressed and as dark already in January of 2014. I don't want any more of this.
Everybody wants confession, but everybody's guilty.
So you're going to stick with this thing or what? What are you going to do?
No, I'm out. This is a wretched exercise in misery, much like my first marriage. 2 out of 10.
I liked it a little more than that. I'm going to give it a 6. I'm still mildly interested.